Hello and welcome to Pink Pomelo Yoga. This practice, we are going to focus on moon salutations, starting slow, and we'll see if we can go a little bit quicker at the end. Today will be a mix of yin yoga and vinyasa, starting with some nice and long stretches at the beginning and moving more into the vinyasa part at the end of the practice. Please always make sure that you listen to your body, and also always remember that you're responsible for yourself throughout the entire practice. If anything doesn't feel quite right, or if you feel pain, stop, readjust, or take a break. Let's start in a comfortable seat. Drop your shoulders, unclench your jaws, and straighten your spine. Let's just start to take some nice, deep and long breaths. Notice anything around you, sounds around you, in the space you are, or maybe outside the space. And slowly bring your attention a bit closer towards your body. And just scan the body from the top of your head, ears, neck, shoulders, arms, fingers, spine, hips, knees, and tips of your toes. Notice the different body parts touching the ground. Maybe notice the other body parts touching your legs, your feet, or just simply the clothes touching your skin. Now bring the attention back to your breath. Try to breathe longer and deeper. Maintain a straight spine. Maybe you can notice some subtle movements in the body with each breath that you take. Try to focus on one thing at a time. And try not to get distracted too much. And from here, bring your focus to your thoughts. Notice if the mind is busy or if the mind is quiet. And if the mind is too busy, try to bring your focus back to your breath. Throughout these 45 minutes of practice, allow yourself to completely let go of all the things that do not serve you. Distracting thoughts, worries, distracting people, work, or whatever it is that doesn't serve you. Let everything go and find focus. Try to focus just on yourself for the next few minutes. Take take a deep breath in and long breath out. Let's just take our hands to heart center and gently bow down to open this practice. Namaste. We're going to continue with a little warm-up. With the warm-up, I would like to invite you to listen to your body and really just do what you feel like. And I'll give you some examples if you are needing some inspiration, and you can do them with me if you like. But really, for the warm-up, it's really depends on what your body needs. We can come up into, just stay in a seated position for now and roll the shoulders backwards. Now let's lift or take our hands towards the side of the body. And we're going to lift our arms up towards the sky. Nice and slow with our inhale, looking up. And with our exhale, palms facing down, arms lower down towards the side. Take a few more here, palms up, breathing in, lift. Lengthen the body. And breathing out, imagine you are going through some thick honey with your hands and your arms, nice and slow. And one more time, breathing in, palms up, reaching up, lengthening the spine and looking up. And from here, with your exhale, palms facing towards the front, we're going to fold our upper body forwards, palms come down onto the ground. Try to lengthen the spine, or maybe reach down towards the floor, maybe forehead down on the ground. With your next breath in, inhale, reaching our arms back up towards the center, looking up. And with your exhale, take your arms wide to the side, and we are going to twist towards our right side. Open your arms nice and wide. Place them down towards the ground if it is within reach. And with our inhale, we're reaching up again, coming back towards the center. And with our exhale, twisting towards the left side this time. Hands come down. And breathing in, reaching our arms up. And breathing out, arms come down by the side. Good. Maybe take a little shoulder roll here if you still feel some tension. And let's come onto all fours. Place your hands onto the ground right in front of you. And lift your hips and come into an all fours position. Start with a couple of cat and cows. Now you can either tuck your toes or just keep them relaxed. With your breath in, we're going to drop the belly, open the chest, chin up, looking up. With our breath out, we're trying to push our hands into the ground. Lift the belly, tuck the chin in, and eye gaze towards our navel. And our shoulder blades are widening. Breathing in, dropping the belly, looking up. And breathing out, coming into your cat pose. So you're welcome to continue with these or come into a wild cat. A wild cat just means that you can, if you like, move the whole body in any kind of direction that you need. If you feel like you want to circle your hips, you're welcome to circle the hips. Make sure you circle into the other direction as well. And if you feel like you want to move forwards or backwards, you're welcome to do this as well. Really just listen to your body. And from here, let's slowly transition into our first downward facing dog. Tucking our toes, pressing our hands into the ground and lifting the knees. Now lengthen the spine, walk your dog. Bending one knee at a time. Maybe you want to bend both knees and extend both legs. Again, choose your options and variations. If you want to twist here a little bit, you're welcome to twist. Bend both knees and lower the hips down to one side. And twist to the other side. Now starting with some nice deep stretches. Yin poses are more effective if done when our muscles are still cold. So let's take our right leg towards the front. We're coming into Pigeon Pose. So the Yin name for Pigeon Pose is Sleeping Swan. Placing our right knee down onto the ground. Slowly sliding the left leg down towards the floor. And relaxing the left foot. Now, since this is a Yin pose, it doesn't really matter how your pigeon pose or your sleeping swan pose looks like. You can stay here with your hands on the ground, or if you like, you can relax your hands and your upper body forward. So this would be your sleeping swan position, where you're just resting your head down onto the ground, or a block if you have one, or a bolster or a pillow. And we're just really trying to open the hips here. Now moon salutations do have a lot of hip openness, so it's nice to get that deeper stretch as a little warm up for our practice. Now, as you might know, Yin poses are typically held for longer. It can be anything between 2 minutes or 20 minutes. But for this practice, we will only be holding it for about 2 to 3 minutes. And if you are struggling holding the pose, try to remember to focus on your breath. Also, pigeon pose or sleeping swan pose can be very challenging for some of us, and if you're feeling any pain in your knees, in the joints, it is always okay to release yourself from the pose or modify the pose. If your hips sink to one side a little bit more, that's okay. There's no correct alignment for a Yin pose. Take a few more deep breaths here. Let's count to 10. Breathing in 1, out 2, in 3, out 4, in 5, out 6, in 7, out 8, in 9, and out 10. Good. Now ground your hands again, lift the upper body. Important here to release yourself from this pose. Tuck your toes, so tuck the left toes, lift the left knee, and come back into your downward facing dog. You're welcome to move around in downward facing dog if that's what you need. And from here, let's take our left leg towards the front, switching sides, coming into a sleeping swan here, slowly sliding our right leg onto the floor, and really taking time to modify, to see what works for your body, and then slowly find your position and stay. Again, remember, if this pose is very uncomfortable, it's okay to feel discomfort as long as it is not any sharp pain. And always come back to the breath. In yoga, there are some moments of stillness, and it's nice to embrace stillness from time to time. Maybe just focus on listening to the sound of your breath. And let's start to count to 10 with our breaths. Breathing in 1, out 2, in 3, out 4, in 5, out 6, in 7, out 8, in 9, and out 10. And slowly again, lift the upper body, tuck the toes first, lift the knee, and then come back into your downward facing dog. Release or move the body to release some tension. One more yin pose here before we start with our moon salutations. Come back onto your all fours position, knees down onto the ground. We are going to come into Tadasana, so opening up the chest, melting heart pose. Now, try to keep your knees hip distance apart, but if you want to, or if you need to take them a bit wider, that's okay. We're slowly going to lower the upper body down, so maybe come onto your forearms first. If this is enough for you, you're welcome to stay. If you can go a little bit deeper, maybe try to lengthen your arms and place your chin down onto the ground. So the aim is to have the chest as close as possible towards the ground. If placing your chin onto the floor is very uncomfortable, it's okay to rest the forehead on the floor instead of the chin. By resting the chin on the ground, you will also target the back of the neck, so there will be a nice deep stretch in the back of your neck as well. And just try to breathe here. If you feel like this is too much for you, which can be sometimes, you are also welcome to come into child's pose at any stage. And just breathe again. Nice and long, deep breaths. And we're not staying here for too long. Let's again count to 10 with each of our breaths. Breathing in 1, out 2, in 3, out 4, in 5, out 6, in 7, out 8, in 9, and out 10. Now slowly lift the head. Press your hands into the ground, walk your hands closer to the rest of the body. And from here come back into a downward facing dog. Last chance to stretch it out in your downward facing dog. Maybe walk your dog, maybe twist a little bit from side to side. And once you feel ready, we are going to look towards the top of our mat and walk our feet towards the front, towards the top of our mat. Stay here in a little forward fold. Come into a flat back, lengthen the spine. Fold forward again and slowly roll up. And come into a standing position, Tadasana. Now for our moon salutations, we are going to face the side. So while you are standing at the top of your mat, try to refocus. Ground your feet, roll the shoulder blades down and back. And let's all turn towards the right side of the mat. So you are standing at the top of your mat, but facing the side this time. We'll take the first round of moon salutations nice and slow. Maybe focus more on the alignment. Come into your Tadasana position. Grind your feet, spread the toes nice and wide. And let's start with our first pose, mountain pose, and we're going to reach our arms up towards the sky. Lengthening the whole body, lengthening the spine, and if it feels good, looking up towards the sky. With our breath out, we are going to stretch to the side, so lowering those arms towards the right side and stretching the left side of the body. With your breath in, come back towards the center, lengthen. And with your breath out, we are going to step our right foot towards the side and come into a goddess pose. Stepping our right foot out to the side. Take your arms to the side, bend the elbows, bend the knees, and lower the hips. Take your time in finding your goddess pose. Open the chest, try to tuck the tailbone and keep those knees sort of open, or try to push the knees towards the back. Good. Now from here, our next pose is going to be triangle pose. Now with your triangle pose, come back into stretching both legs, straighten both arms, and let's change the position of our left foot to a 90-degree angle, parallel towards the side of the mat or towards the top of the mat. And from here, try to push your left hip away. Keep the shoulder blades down and hinge from your hips into triangle pose. Now, common mistakes here is that people try to reach too far back, putting too much pressure into the shoulders. So try to keep that nice and straight line and keep the chest open. Next step, pyramid pose, facing your right foot. Your left foot, back foot, is turning slightly into a 45-degree angle. Now, if you like, you can take your hands towards the back. Try to keep the spine nice and straight. And you'll feel that nice stretch in the back of your right leg. Good. And with your next breath in, take your arms down, hands down towards the ground, bend both knees and come into a low lunge. And reaching up, breathing in. Now in your low lunge, make sure that you're grounding your right foot and see if you can go deeper with your hips. Next step is to come into a side lunge. Now turning towards the side, place your hands towards the ground just to make it a little bit easier. We are going to lift the back knee and switch into a side lunge, lengthening the right leg. Good, now you can keep your hands down on the ground, or for a little bit of balance, take your hands to prayer. Now from here, switching from your side lunge into low lunge, but we are facing the front of the mat again. So turning the body, right knee down. Inhale, reach your arms up. With your exhale, plant your hands down onto the ground. Lift the right knee and come into your pyramid pose. Readjust your position. Lengthen the spine. Now either keep your arms down or on blocks. Again, remember the aim is to stretch the back of your front leg. And open into your pyramid pose, triangle pose, readjusting the back foot. Opening the chest, maybe looking up for more challenge. Feeling this in the side of your right body. And lifting the upper body. Come back to your goddess pose. Hips down, sink a little bit deeper. Now stepping our right foot closer to the top, reach your arms up. And we're stretching to the left this time, lengthening the right side of the body. Inhale, come back to center. And exhale, come back to your Tadasana. Find some grounding in this position. Find some grounding in this position. Refocus. And let's do this again, maybe a little bit quicker. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, stretch towards the right side, lengthening the left side of the body. Inhale, come back to the center. Exhale, goddess pose. Inhale, triangle pose. Open the chest. Exhale, pyramid pose. Lengthen the spine. Feel the stretch in the back of the leg. Readjust the back foot to 45 degrees. Coming into your low lunge. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, side lunge. Exhale, refocus. Inhale, side lunge towards the other side. Exhale, refocus, turn, and come into your low lunge. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, refocus. Inhale, pyramid pose. Lift the chest, lengthen the spine. Exhale, refocus. Inhale, open the chest towards the side, come into your triangle pose. Reaching up, looking up for challenge. Try to keep your hips square, stacked on top of each other. Exhale, come to standing. Inhale, prepare. And exhale, step into your goddess pose. Inhale, reach your arms up. And step to the top of your mat. Close your feet. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, stretch towards the left, lengthening the right side of the body. Inhale, come back to center. And exhale, Tadasana. Ground yourself. Find focus again. And let's repeat this one more time. Breathe in, arms up. Breathe out, side stretch. Breathe in, center. Breathe out, goddess pose. Breathe in, triangle. Breathe out, pyramid. Readjust, come into your low lunge. Breathe in, arms up. Breathe out, hands down. Breathe inside lunge. Breathe out, prepare. Breathe inside lunge to the other side. Breathe out, turn the upper body, and breathing in, low lunge, arms up. Pyramid. Triangle. Goddess pose. Come back to the top. Side stretch. Inhale, center. And exhale, Tadasana. We're slowly transitioning into a cooling down phase. Breathing in, reach your arms up. Breathing out, fold forward. Come into your flat back position, lengthen the spine. Hands down, and come into downward facing dog. If you'd like to come into a flow, this is completely up to you. Otherwise, just stay in downward facing dog. Stay for a couple of rounds of breath. And maybe take a moment to reflect. Notice any changes in the body. Notice your breath. Notice the body temperature. And whenever you feel ready, slowly transition into child's pose. Knees come down. We're going to practice the wide-legged option here, wide-legged version. So take your knees a little bit wider to give our hips a nice little extra stretch. Arms are long and in front of the body, targeting the shoulders, and just try to rest your head down on the mat. And just stay for a few rounds of deep and long breaths. Take this time to take in all the benefits of this practice. Reconnect to the breath. Reconnect to the body. And reconnect to the earth, the grounding energy. Release any tension. Release any emotions or unnecessary thoughts. Take deep and long breaths. And let's count to 10, breathing in 1. Release a little bit more with every breath out. 2. Breathing in 3. Out 4. In 5. Out 6. In 7. Letting go 8. In 9. And long breath out 10. Slowly, slowly release yourself from your child's pose. Lift the upper body. Take your legs nice and long towards the front and come into a lying position on your back. Let's come into a reclined twist. Lengthen your left leg. Take your right knee in towards the chest. Maybe add in a little bit of movement if you feel some tension in your hips. Maybe just make some little circles with your knee. And maybe circle into the other direction. From here we're going to place our right leg or right knee towards the left side of the mat. And you're welcome to stay here, maybe place something underneath the knee. Make sure that your right leg is not just hanging in the air. Either place your foot down, or if it is within reach, even the knee can come down, but doesn't have to. Try to keep your shoulder blades on the ground. If you like, arms nice and wide or arms in a cactus shape. Or just keep your arms relaxed. And just stay. Take nice long breaths. And slowly, slowly release. And back towards your mat. Lengthen the right leg this time, and we're taking our left knee in. Again, if you'd like to make some little circles here, just release some remaining tension in the hip area, you're welcome to do so. And we're slowly going to place the left foot or left leg towards the right side of the mat. And twisting here. Try to keep the shoulder blades down, both shoulder blades. And just stay. Try to breathe into the left side of your chest, left side of the body. Maybe you can feel how the lower back is creating some space in this position. Also nice to practice whenever you feel some tension in the lower back, from sitting all day or lying or standing. And once you feel ready, slowly release yourself from this pose. Now take your time here and make any kind of movements that you need. If you feel like you want to come into happy baby, you're welcome to come into happy baby. Or just maybe rock from side to side, taking the knees in and rocking from side to side. And we're slowly going to make ourselves ready for Shavasana. Lengthening our legs, relaxing the whole body onto the ground. Now take a deep breath in through the nose and a long sigh out through the mouth. One more time, deep breath in and long sigh out. Relax the legs, let your feet turn into any direction that they want to naturally. Maybe take your legs a little bit wider than usual. Arms relaxed by the side and palms facing up. If there's any remaining tension here, try to release that. Relax the shoulders down. Again, unclench your jaw and try to let the body sink. Bring your focus back to your surroundings. Notice any sounds. Try not to get too involved. Bring your focus back to the body. And again, scan your body down from the crown of your head. Ears. Back of your neck. Shoulders relaxed. Arms. Elbows. Hands. Fingers. Back of your spine. Hips. Thighs heavy. Knees soft. Back of your legs. Ankles soft. Feet soft. Toes soft. Feel how the body is sinking deeper and deeper into the ground. Body is getting heavier and heavier, surrendering a little bit more with every breath out, surrendering to the support of the earth beneath you. Now is the time to let go. Let go completely and just be. And now slowly bring the attention back to your body, to your breath. Maybe find some movement back to the toes, the fingers, and maybe moving our head from side to side. Taking our knees in, slowly rolling over to one side of your mat, and just take one last little moment to observe. Observe the effects of your practice. And if you like, you can stay here for a little bit longer. Or if you feel ready, you're welcome to slowly lift yourself back up into a seat. And slowly open the eyes. Namaste.